Hello, in this video we're just going to take a quick look at the Nokia Lumia 720 hardware size against some of the other smartphones on the market today and which you might be comparing the 720 to. So we'll start with a slightly older device. We've got the Blackberry Bold 9700, but give you an idea of the form factor and size. You can see that the 720 is much longer, it's wider, it's definitely not as thick, and in terms of weight the Blackberry is certainly heavier. We've then got the alternative Windows phone from HTC. This is the 8X, so you can already see how it's that little bit taller. In terms of width, in fact they're almost identical. The sort of 720 perhaps just pokes out a little bit more, but the 8X has this better curvature to the back cover, but there is still curvature to the sides of the 720, just not quite as extreme as the 8X. So there we go. In terms of weight, probably the 8X is just that little bit heavier as well. We've got a Samsung Galaxy S2 here. Most people have seen or handled that. Now you'll be able to see here how the angles and everything are quite different. There's much more curvature on the Samsung Galaxy S2. You can also see from this angle how the Lumia 720 is the wider of the two devices, and in terms of overall length the 720 is a little bit taller as well. Weight wise the 720 feels a little bit heavier, but you know, realistically the profiles aren't too far off, certainly in the width. It's just more sort of the thickness and the height. We then got the iPhone 4. Pretty much everyone's had hands on with this, so you can see how it's sort of dwarfed really by the 720. There's a lot of an additional width and height. There's thickness. Isn't that much different actually when you look at it. It's just the sort of design of the banding around the edge that makes the iPhone look the thicker of the two products. So it probably is just that little bit thicker. In terms of weight, not an awful lot in it in actual fact. We got the Sony Xperia S. So this is a much sort of squarer and angular phone like the Lumia 720. Shares a very similar profile in terms of the actual overall size of the handset. In terms of width, pretty much there, bit more curvature on the 720 than the Xperia device. Weight wise, fairly comparable. And then lastly, the Samsung Galaxy S3 may not be a direct competitor to the 720, but give you an idea of size. So you can see how the 720 is again more angular. It points out in places where the S3 is much more curved. The S3 of course is the taller of the two handsets there. It's also wider, but then the screen is that bit bigger. Thickness, probably the S3's just got it there in terms of being a bit thinner, but it's sort of been squashed out because of the bigger profile. So that's a look at the hardware size of the Nokia Lumia 720.